Like, for example, when we seen Trump, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's no proof that Trump actually got put in cuffs, right? He takes like it's almost like a selfie, like it's a mugshot. Like what's happening? Is Diddy getting treated like the rest of these motherfucking citizens in New York? Is he getting cuffed in the front? Is he get cuffed in the back? Is he getting put in a car? Is he getting put in a paddy wagon? Is he just getting put in a plane? I could explain that. In an unmarked car? Like, what do you think this is looking like? What's the privilege exactly like for a billionaire?
I'll tell you exactly how this went down. So they arrested him at the lobby. Hey, look, man, we got a warrant for your arrest, etc. Look, probably cuffed him in the front, walk him out quietly, right?
Okay.
They're gonna have an unmarked parked out there, ready to go. They put him in the back of the car, drive him over to the New York office in New York City, for HSI. Obviously, I'm assuming the case agent.
Well, and I hate to cut you up, but I like to get to the nitty gritties. Okay, we know Diddy's being flanked by security. This and third, are they showing up with a little bit of force? Because you never know.
They're telling security. They're telling security, fuck off. They're telling security, fuck off. We got an arrest warrant for him right here. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
His security can't do shit.
So security can't follow. It's going to be a stand down.
Yeah.
Let's do this quietly, or this could be embarrassing.
Exactly. Right. And I'm assuming that's how you would go about it if you want him to cooperate and talk to you. That's why I'm saying, like me, right? If I'm the case agent, I'm going to have my guys approach nice and quiet. Hey, look, bro. Because they're in plain clothes. Keep in mind, these are special agents. These are federal agents. They're in plain fucking clothes. Go up to them. Look, man, we got a warrant for your arrest. HSI. Boom. Look, let's just do this quietly. We'll cuff you in the front, or you just walk out with us. We'll cuff you right by the car. Tell the security to stand down. Put him in the vehicle. Case agent's probably either there on scene when he's getting arrested, right, to see if they can get any spontaneous utterances, which is spontaneous utterance is where they say something, right, spontaneously that can be used in court, right, without the Miranda rights being read, which the Miranda rights is you have the right to remain silent, blah, 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 all this other shit, which you have to read to them when they're being arrested. So he might make a spontaneous utterance, whatever. Oh, fuck, man, they got me, some other bullshit like that. You can use that, right? So they put him in the car. Case agent's probably there asking him questions. Hey, blah, blah, blah. Hey, you have the right to remain silent, blah.
I know y'all hate with me cutting him off. Wait, you could use a spontaneous utterance without reading the Miranda rights?
Yeah, so like when you arrest somebody, and this happens all the time when I was on the job, you arrest somebody, right? And they're like, fuck, I knew this fucking asshole got me jammed up. Or, oh, fuck, this fucking dude lied to me. Or like, whatever. Like, when you get him picked up, you can use that because he said a spontaneous utterance and you didn't ask him no questions.
Oh. I don't think that's well known. Oh, wow. That's very interesting. Okay.
Yeah, you can. I've gotten people all the time with that where you're going to go arrest them and they'll make some comments like, this fucking asshole set me up. Or this, like, I knew the fucking.
Snitched on me. Like yeah. You can use that.
Yeah, you can use. You can absolutely use that, man. Yeah, and then obviously you read them his rights after the fact before you ask any questions. But you can absolutely use spontaneous utterances when they're being arrested. So as the case agent, you'd want to be there when that happens, or you send two of your guys that you really trust to effect the arrest, and then you ask him, hey, did he say anything when you picked him up? So they probably bring him out to the car. They want him to cooperate, right? And a lot of the time, federal agents are going to be really cool with you because they want to get a statement, right? They're not going to fucking throw you to the floor and all this other bullshit. They're going to do it nice and quietly, not try to embarrass you, right? Their job is to take away your freedom, not your dignity, right? Especially if they want to get a statement from you. So they put you in the car. Case agent's probably there. Reads him his Miranda real quick. Asks him some questions. Maybe make some small talk, whatever it may be. Then they get him back to the office. Hey, you want to talk? No, I want a lawyer. Okay, no problem. We're going to start getting you ready for the U.S. Marshals, right? Because the way it works in the federal system is when you have someone arrested federally, right? Sometimes and we're really getting in the weeds here, but I'll explain it anyway. The U.S. Marshals a lot of times have contracts with local jails to hold bodies for them that are federal custody. Now, in a place like New York City, which is big, they might not necessarily need that. So you might just take them right to the federal detention center, right? And there's going to be marshals there that will book them, fingerprint them, put them into NCIC, all that other stuff, right? And then they'll put them in there. And then the next morning, right? Sometimes there'll be an arrangement with the marshals or the agent himself. You got to go pick them up and then take them to court in front of the magistrate. But in this case, a big city like that, more than likely, they probably have a streamlined system. The marshals probably bring them to the courthouse for you, and then you're just there for the initial appearance.
Okay. Two questions. Oh, go ahead, Fresh.
Real quick. So our guy is here, David Green. He's a real estate expert. So we're thinking about buying Diddy's mansion. It's for sale right now, bro. It's on the market right now for sale, brother. What you want, nigga? You want to buy this house or not?
Well, okay, all right. I gotta get like a notepad, like Myron, because you just brought up another point, which I think is a great point to bring up. So, by the way, there was an I think it's erroneous, lawsuit filed, and even there was a, what do you call it again? It was a it was an order that was actually signed by a judge. Basically, it was like an injunctive order, like basically, saying that, hey, his properties are subject to maybe the worth of what he has that could be the subject of a civil suit, and some inmate, which I think this is bullshit, but this inmate filed two things. He filed a lawsuit against Diddy, which, by the way, he got a do you guys know what I'm talking about or not? Because I could bring it up.
I'm not familiar with this.
Yes, so an inmate got a default judgment, right, of $100 million in Michigan. Some random inmate. He got $100 million judgment in Michigan. Obviously, now his lawyer, I guess his lawyers didn't know about it. Somehow they finessed it where they convinced the court that it was served properly. Diddy never heard of it. Now Diddy's lawyers saying they're gonna, contest it. But not only did they get the default judgment, which obviously Diddy's lawyers are gonna go to vacate, they went to go get like an injunctive order from that judge to say his property, the Homely Hills one that he's trying to sell for like 60 or 70 million, cannot be sold because that will be the subject of compensation, barring the result of this case, which the guy already got a judgment for, which is $100 million. So basically saying until further proceedings, they wanted the judge to block that sale or any potential sale. I'm not familiar with that. I know you said you had two questions though from before. I know Fresh literally detracted from what you were trying to ask. What was the two questions you were asking? Yeah, I should have wrote it down.
Because I was describing to you how the marshals take the guy into, how the feds would pick him up, try to get an interview, drop him off to the marshals, and then you said you had two questions, and Fresh totally derailed everything by that fucking comment.
But he's asking a good question too. But okay, so
nigga, you bet random ass real estate question. What the hell?
Thanks,
nothing to do with the marshals,
my boy.
This guy, man.
I think a lot of people, even me, I promise you, I'm having just even thinking about the situation, the way we look at Diddy and how powerful he is. We almost want to see, even when they raided his crib when he was in Miami, they met him at, I forgot the private airport. We never seen him in cuffs. We never seen him treated, even like how we seen his sons or maybe like the workers at his crib being treated. And a lot of people think this is billionaire privilege. So I guess it goes to two questions. How certain are you tonight that Diddy is actually in a jail cell?
1,000%. He's probably marshal custody right now when we speak, or he's talking with the feds if he's cooperating.
So you think 100% he is in some jail cell in New York City like any other inmate?
Guaranteed. I mean, hell, we might even be able to. I don't know if BOP. No, the BOP website might not have it, but yeah, he's definitely either A, cooperating and talking with the feds right now, or B, he's in a jail cell in New York City somewhere, maybe FDC Brooklyn or some shit like that, or in Manhattan, depending on wherever the marshals have their contract with holding federal prisoners.
Okay, and by the way, I'm looking that up as we speak. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. I will ask you this, and by the way, I just looked it up. It says no records found.
Yeah, probably not, because he hasn't been committed to Bureau of Prisons yet. He's in marshal custody.
Okay, yeah, I looked up.
BOP is after you've been sentenced. But
I looked up the New York City Department of Corrections. Usually, even if they're in, so the popular intake place in New York is what's called the Tombs, especially Manhattan. Okay, and usually you would see that person in there, and we figure out where they go from.
Even if they're federal, right? Because they probably have a contract with the marshals.
Yes, because Casanova used to be able to be at a certain point. I'm not saying initially. At a certain point, you could be able to find him through there, but we can't find anything with Diddy yet. Second of all, here's the second question. You spoke about how the arrest probably went down. Now, you being an agent and kind of like mapping out these things, Diddy's obviously cooperating to a certain extent. He comes to a New York City high rise. What level of force do you go in with?
Very little.
Because the level of force we saw in Miami and even LA, it looked like they were ready for, and obviously they defended that. We seen Diddy's baby mama said, "Hey, why'd you need all that? Why'd you have the gun to, my son's head or this and third?" And basically they said, "Well, we hear there's a lot of weapons and we had to whatever." In this situation, you're planning the arrest. How much force are you going in with?
Little to none. And the reason why is because if you want them to cooperate and talk to you, you can't go in and fuck them up and expect them to talk to you. So like for the arrest, you're gonna go in very quietly, very covertly, especially someone like this that has a public image. You don't want to embarrass them. You want to kind of like, hey man, we're gonna do you solid. We're not gonna cuff you up in front of everybody, right? Maybe they did. Who knows? It depends on how the interaction went. But if I'm the case agent and I want to get cooperation, I'm not going to go in there and arrest the guy crazy because that could really mess things up. Now, as far as the search warrant goes, because you said that they went and used. So, okay, let me explain this so people kind of understand. When you're conducting a search warrant, right, and you're looking for evidence of a crime in a house, right, depending on the individual, that's going to kind of dictate how you proceed with doing the search warrant. Now, when you're doing a search warrant, the number one thing that you need to do is you need to clear the house first. Then you get agents in there to actually search, right? So first you got to do the sweep, make sure there's nobody in there. Anybody that is in there, you zip time, get them the hell out the house, make sure it's completely safe. Then you bring the agents in that are a part of the investigative team to do it. But the people that are going to go in and clear the house is, in this case, it was the SRT, Special Response Team, right? That's their SWAT team. So if I'm the case agent, I'm not going to do I prefer to let the SRT handle it, clear the house, especially a big structure like that, make sure it's safe. Then I send the guys in my group that are helping me with this investigation and know what to look for. Then they go in and start searching it. So it's two different teams of agents kind of that are dealing with the search warrant. So first is the clearing from the tactical side. Once that's done, then you get the actual agents that are involved in the case and have a stake in the case to go in and actually search. So, that's just kind of how search warrants are done, right? And then if you know that the individual might have guns in the house, there's going to be certain people there, whatever it may be, you're going to actually, you're going to operate with a certain level of, carefulness to make sure that no one's hurt. But after it's clear, you're good to go. So that's what ends up happening. It's always where you want to use a strong use of force to kind of like disincentivize anyone to do anything stupid. If you go in there with the SRT team, they're going to be like, oh yeah, fuck that. I'm not going to fight these guys.
So it was reported on TMZ that not only did they arrest him, but they also went in and they are executing a search. Well, they didn't say search warrant, but they're searching the hotel room he was in. What do you think? Do they really believe that maybe he has some incriminating evidence in his hotel room, or is that just standard procedure?
Yeah, I mean, they probably got a consent to search, right? Since he's at that hotel, I doubt that they actually cut paper on a search warrant to go in there. They probably said, hey, look, man, up in your room, do you need anything that you need to get with you, personal belongings, whatever? He might have said, yeah, I do. They escort him up there. Maybe they ask him, hey, do you mind if we search, make sure it's safe, like no one's in here hiding? And they could go ahead and do a search. So, I'm assuming it's a consent to search or search incident to arrest, bringing him up there to get any belongings you might want.
Wow. So in the morning, this indictment is going to be,
it'll be unsealed, and we'll see exactly what he's looking at. I predict it's going to be sex trafficking with racketeering, but they can add other stuff. We'll see what happens.